What's going on, YouTube? Back again with another video. Quick update, your boy has 26 subscribers, so that is awesome. Like, I'm up, I think, like 3. I think I want to probably start my videos with that all the time, just so I can kind of see my own progress on my subscribers and stuff. But anyways, back into the video. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is about willpower. And I kind of want to relate it to depression and anxiety. I think that is the first step you kind of have to make in order to really make a change and kind of break away from that negative cycle of depression and anxiety. I think for myself, I kind of realized that I had depression at around 21, and about a month before I turned 21, and an entire year I kind of just read on my own and tried to cure it myself. And it wasn't until I was 22, so a little over a year, almost 2 years after, and I remember I had just got my license, my real estate license the first time. I got a part-time job working at Best Buy. This way I could do real estate during the day and work evenings, and a lot to be like happy and excited for, but I wasn't. And I knew at that point, I kind of was like, man, I could continue doing what I'm doing, but I feel like at that point in my life, I had made the decision that I need help. I need to go to therapy. This was about 2 weeks after I started at Best Buy. I had, got off of work and was just Googling some stuff and therapy, and I came across this website, and they have like low-cost therapy. So that's another kind of negative thing that, people, a stereotype, I guess, is people think that therapy is expensive. And when I saw this, it showed that the therapy was like $25, $30 a session, and I'm like, wow, that's like, you go once a week, that's about what you're going to pay, what you think a normal therapist charges in one session. So I had made a decision at that point. I said to myself, I have to get help. If I don't, I really feel like if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm probably going to kill myself. And, it's not a easy decision to make, but I made it, and I emailed them, and got matched with a therapist, and, I was ready. And even before I went into the session, I told myself, I said, I found out that, the reason why they charge a little cheaper is because they're interns, so they're not fully licensed yet, right? But if you don't have the willpower, right, if you hadn't made that decision, right, there's just built-in excuses. Oh, they're not licensed, they probably can't help me, all this other stupid shit. But because I had made the decision that I need help, I'm going to get help, I feel that any excuse that was, essentially in front of my depression, I said, we're just going to push forward, because I'm not going to keep feeling this way, so I didn't care. I, emailed her, she had called me back. I did not want to speak on the phone. And she's asking me some questions about what I want out of therapy, and at that point I didn't want to break down. So I kind of was just very short answers with her, and she's like, do you want to work on sexual addiction or drug addiction and da-da-da-da-da? And I'm like, I don't know, just work on myself. And I'm very shy, and at that point I was terrified to talk to her. And, eventually she was just like, okay, so just generalized therapy. And I'm like, yeah, that works. And we laugh now. A couple of years after, she had joked with me. She's like, I thought you were going to kill me. And then she's like, yeah, I mean, that's why I made sure that I met you. In the middle of the day, I had to tell my other coworkers, hey, I'm meeting with Vincent today. So we laugh about it now. But, I can only imagine, as a therapist, it has to be scary when somebody's not telling you what they're trying to work on, and But anyways, so I go into the first session, and I remember driving there, man, and the drive there was crazy. I was just thinking about, everything, and I get in, I check in, and she calls me into her office, and I'm just like, I have this stereotypical, like, okay, well, this is what an office is going to look like, a therapist's office, right? It's so great. I walk in, and there's a couch, and there's a chair, and I go and sit in the chair. It was like, no thanks, I'm not sitting in the couch, right? So I sat in the chair, and, she didn't say anything. She just sat in the couch, and I remember sitting in the chair, and it's a 50-minute session, and I probably cried for give or take 30 minutes of the session, so more than half. And, she kind of was trying to ask me what's going on. And, after about 30 minutes, I had told myself, the only reason why I started talking was I told myself, man, you're not here to waste your time. Crying, even if it's for the entire 50-minute session, is not going to help. So I stopped and I started talking. And it took about 3 sessions before I had told her, my life story, my background and everything, and then we, were actually able to work on some issues. And I think as we were working on the issues, she would tell me, hey, I have not worked with someone like you. Like, every time I tell you to do something, it's done. Like, right away. Like, even some small tasks would be done within the week, and even things she would ask me to do that take a lot longer to do, I would have at least had started the process by the time that next weekly session had rolled around. And at that point, though, I didn't realize it. So I always used to say thanks, but not really care, not really accept the compliment, because in my mind I was so far away from being normal. And I kind of realize now how much work I actually put in. It was a lot of work. It was a 24-hour job. Every second of every day was, therapy related. Every time I had an interaction with someone, I had to replay the interaction. Because I have social anxiety, so every interaction to me is like pulling teeth, right? Every interaction is terrible. So I have to assess it, and I would write it down on my phone, and I'd write down everything, just everything I could write, I'd write down. As soon as I go to the therapist's office, I'd have a list of things to talk about, and, obviously would never get through all of them, but it's okay. I would keep adding, and the next week we would tackle some more, and it was just a constant, just constant work. And I kind of joke with my friends, my coworkers, I'm like, you guys don't even realize how much work had to be put into me, but it was a lot, my family could probably tell you, they probably know. And, obviously I had to make some sacrifices. I literally had to remove the TV out of my room so I would not have an excuse to stay in bed all day and watch TV. I completely stopped watching football for about a year, and for any of you that know me, I'm a football junkie, so that was very difficult. And even stuff like family parties, right? That whole year or 2 years, I would not go to any of them. And the reason why was more of, let's say if I go to a party and stuff like that with my family and stuff, I would sit there. There would be times that I'd sit there and be like, man, I'm so unhappy, and then I'd look at the rest of my family and be like, man, I just want to be normal, right? So, because, when you're in that depressive state, that's kind of what your mind kind of says, is you just want to be normal, right? You're not even trying to, overachieve, you're just trying to get to, a normal state with what everyone else has. So, obviously, even though it sucked not going to those parties, I had to, I physically could not. It would put me in a bad mood, which would then, make the rest of my day or week not great. So I just worked, and the reason why I want to kind of talk about it is, for those of you out there, like I said, it has to be something that you make the decision of first up here, that you are going to get better no matter what. Because there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be, roadblocks, there's going to be things that happen that you're not ready, you're not prepared for, there's going to be things that happen that you can build in as an excuse as to why you didn't do what you wanted to do. But I think after you make that decision that you will change, and nothing that ever comes in your way will stop the progress that you're going to make, that's where you can really, push forward and it doesn't seem like work at that point, you know? And once you make that decision and you start saying to yourself, like, I'm going to get better, as you start moving forward and you start seeing the progress, you start to eventually, you know, just slowly start to be happy with what's going on. You know, you start making changes. You start doing things that you actually want to be doing. And as you're doing those things that you want to be doing, you know, your mind kind of shifts. You know, instead of feeling like life is passing you by and you're not doing what you want to do, as you start to slowly take back control and start to do what you want to do, there's kind of less excuses for yourself to, you know, go into that downward spiral because you're doing the things you want to be doing. And, you know, even as I would realize things that maybe I'm not currently doing that I want to be doing, you know, I would quickly try to just start doing them because I realized at that point, as you start to do things that you want to be doing, is how you get better. You know, it's how you start to feel, you know, like just genuine happiness in your life because you no longer feel like life is passing you by and you're not doing what you want to do, you know, and, you know, it's a very, very good feeling, you know. So, that's it for the video. I didn't want to make it too long. I know it's kind of tough to sit down and watch a video for, you know, 20-30 minutes, so, thank you guys. Please subscribe. If you like the video, please like the video, and, you know, I'll see you next time. Have a good one.